You might not believe this, but I'm 93 years old, and according to my most recent medical checkup, I have the biological markers of someone in their early 60s. I live alone. No nurse, no pills, no special treatment. My heart's strong, my mind is clear, and I still walk 3 miles a day, voluntarily. Last year, I hiked a trail in Colorado with my son. He's 58 and had to stop to catch his breath. I didn't. My doctor was baffled. He ordered a complete workup. Blood sugar? Normal. Inflammation? Low. Bone density? Better than average. He said, "Well, what's your secret?" Well, there's no secret, really. I just follow 7 habits every morning. I've been doing them for years, decades, really. They're simple, natural, and every single one of them is backed by solid science. I didn't invent these habits. I just chose to stick with them when most people didn't. And that made all the difference. Let me walk you through them step by step. These are the 7 morning habits that help you age in reverse. Let me introduce my little helper, Sniffy. He's my little dog and best friend. Doesn't talk, but in my mind, he's with me every morning, helping me remember each of my habits with simple, easy acronyms.
Woof! I'm Sniffy, the little dog who helps my buddy stay young. I don't say much, but I make his habits easy to remember with fun acronyms.
First one is strategic morning hydration. When you sleep, your body isn't idle. It's cleaning up waste, repairing cells, processing thoughts. All that internal work comes at a cost, mainly water loss. You lose close to 1 liter of water every single night through breathing and sweat. That's over 30 ounces, gone before your day even begins. Yet most people wake up and reach for coffee, but caffeine is a diuretic. It speeds up water loss, which worsens the dehydration you already have. A 2015 study published in Age and Aging found that in older adults, even mild dehydration impaired attention, memory, and motor coordination. Another from Johns Hopkins showed dehydration increased inflammation markers in seniors by 31%, contributing to joint pain and fatigue. A dear friend of mine, Eleanor, 82 at the time, used to suffer from dizzy spells in the morning. Her doctor chalked it up to aging. But when I suggested she start her day with 16 ounces of salted water, those symptoms vanished in 2 weeks. Here's what I do. Every night, I prepare a glass with 16 ounces of room temperature filtered water. I add a pinch of natural sea salt, not table salt, real salt with trace minerals. I drink it immediately after waking before anything else. Some mornings I add a squeeze of lemon. It supports the liver and digestion. But I never add sugar or sweeteners. It's meant to replenish, not spike my blood sugar.
Just remember, SAD, salt and drink. That's how we hydrate, like champs.
The second one is circadian aligned sunlight exposure. You have a biological clock in your brain, the suprachiasmatic nucleus to be precise. It's synced by light, especially morning light. When your eyes take in natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking, it tells your body it's daytime, time to activate. Stanford neuroscientists found that 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight increases serotonin production by 42%. Serotonin regulates mood, focus, and sleep cycles. Another 2019 study in Frontiers in Psychiatry followed seniors who didn't get morning light. They had a 69% higher risk of depression, poor sleep, and late-day fatigue. I don't wear sunglasses in the morning. I sit outside with my tea or I walk around the garden. It's not about tanning. It's about regulating my internal chemistry. Harold, a fellow vet in my retirement group, started doing this with me. In 2 weeks, he was sleeping better and smiling more. Your move. Get 10 to 15 minutes of direct sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Don't wear sunglasses or sit behind windows. Glass blocks key wavelengths. If you live in a dark climate, invest in a 10,000 lux light therapy lamp.
It's as easy as SIT, sunlight and time. Sit outside, soak it up, and let your body clock do its thing.
Key S.N.I.F.Y.S third habit is 4-minute cognitive priming routine. Your brain is like a garden. At night, it prunes unused connections and strengthens important ones. But if you don't give it new input in the morning, it stays in low power mode. Harvard researchers found that morning cognitive tasks, math, memory, language, boosted neuroplasticity by 37% in seniors. Another study in neurobiology of aging showed that people who activated their brains early in the day had better short-term memory, even in their 80s and 90s. Every morning, I do what I call the 4x4 brain charge. My 4x4 routine. 1. Solve one simple math problem, e.g. 8 times 7 equals what? 2. Recall a happy memory. Yesterday's smile still fuels today. 3. Learn 4 new words. I use a vocabulary app made for kids. 4. Mentally rehearse my day. Like an athlete visualizing the race, it takes less than 5 minutes, but it turns on my brain like a light bulb.
To power up your brain, just APS, math, appreciation, practice, schedule. Fire up those neurons.
Next is how I follow my strategic mobility sequence. Most people think stiffness in the morning means I'm getting old, but stiffness is often the result of inactivity, not age. The Mayo Clinic conducted a study showing that older adults who did 5 minutes of low-impact mobility each morning experienced a 44% drop in joint pain and 60% increase in balance. Motion is lotion for your joints, lymphatic system, and muscles. Thomas, an 85-year-old I met at the community center, was using a walker. We started doing this mobility sequence together every morning. 3 months later, he left the walker behind. Here's my daily sequence. Seated shoulder rolls, 30 seconds. Seated marching, 1 minute. Doorway chest stretch, 30 seconds. Supported wall squats, 1 minute. Ankle circles while seated, 30 seconds per foot. You don't need a gym. You just need discipline.
Loosen up with ROLL. Rotate, open, lift, loosen. That's how we stay puppy flexible.
My 5th habit is protein timing nutrition protocol. You've heard it before. Muscle is longevity. After 50, most people lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year, but that's not inevitable. It's reversible, especially with morning protein. The Tufts University Center on Aging discovered that seniors who consume 30 grams of protein within an hour of waking preserved 23% more muscle mass over a year. Barbara, a 91-year-old widow, could barely climb stairs. After starting mornings with eggs and yogurt, she was doing yoga within 2 months. Why morning? Your body is most sensitive to amino acids after fasting all night. That's when your body will soak it up and use it to rebuild. My go-to breakfasts: 3 boiled eggs with avocado, 1 cup Greek yogurt with berries and walnuts, protein smoothie with pea protein, banana, and almond butter. Don't forget water. Digestion needs fluid.
Start strong with EAT. Eggs, aminos, timing. Muscles love morning meals.
One very important habit of mine is mindful stillness or gratitude practice. Most people wake up and start rushing, checking the news, answering emails, stressing about things. But cortisol, your stress hormone, is already spiking in the morning. Add chaos and you've got a recipe for burnout. A Yale study in biological psychiatry showed that 5 minutes of gratitude practice decreased inflammatory markers like IL-6 and CRP by up to 20%. Gratitude even increased telomerase activity, which protects DNA from aging. Richard, a 79-year-old Vietnam vet, used to have hypertension. 6 weeks after starting a gratitude journal each morning, his blood pressure dropped by 18 points. My practice is simple. I sit still, Breathe slowly and think of 3 things I'm grateful for: a roof over my head, my grandkids, a warm breakfast. Some days I write it down. It shifts my entire nervous system into healing mode.
Calm your heart with BAW. Pause and wonder. Gratitude is good medicine.
Last but not least, we have cold face splash technique. I learned this in the Navy. After long night shifts, we'd splash ice water on our faces to stay sharp. Turns out it wasn't just folklore, it's biology. Cold water stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps regulate heart rate, digestion, mood, and inflammation. This diving reflex instantly activates the parasympathetic system, your calm recovery mode. A Swedish study from the Karolinska Institute found that a cold splash improved vagal tone and reduced anxiety levels in elderly participants. Now every morning after brushing my teeth, I splash cold water on my face 10 times, not freezing, just cool enough to jolt my system awake. I also rinse my wrists and the back of my neck. It wakes up my brain better than coffee.
Wake up with COOL. Cold on the outside layers. Who needs coffee when you've got a splash?
Conclude by saying that there you have it, 7 habits. None of them take more than 10 to 15 minutes, but they've given me an edge in life, an edge I've maintained well into my 90s. No prescriptions, no personal trainer, no plastic surgery, just sunlight, movement, gratitude, protein, cold water, and a bit of brain work. Aging isn't a sentence, it's a choice, built one morning at a time. So if you want to age in reverse, start tomorrow morning, because youth isn't a number, it's a rhythm, and you can start dancing to it no matter how old you are.